listening to Frank Skinner's podcast from Absolute Radio.
The voice you hear, by the way, you might be thinking, God, has Emily Dean got some sort of throat problem? No. I am Frank Skinner. I'm joined this morning by Alun, Cochrane, and Gareth Richards is with us
Morning.
today. All the way from Bournemouth.
Yes.
All the way from Bournemouth. You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website. Listen here. You know when you watch shows like, I don't know, Have I Got News for You or something?
Yeah.
And they find a wacky picture in the paper, some sort of, mix-up.
Yeah.
And you think, I wonder who spotted that beauty. Today... C'est moi.
You?
Yeah. I was reading the Daily Mail. Yes. And it was here.
I'm talking French.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't pay for it. And I was reading an article about Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn. And I pulled open the paper. And it joined in with a photograph of Peter Crouch. Freak. Sorry, I was trying to think. It's the only Peter Crouch chant I could think of. My apologies to Peter Crouch if he's listening. But anyway, and it means when you pull the paper apart, it looks like Peter Crouch has got three arms.
Yes.
One of which is actually Jeremy Corbyn's. But you wouldn't know that.
No.
So
he's sort of holding two arms in front of himself, clasped at the front.
Yes.
And then there's a Jeremy Corbyn arm going off to the side.
Yeah, Jeremy Corbyn celebrating.
Of course, far more useful had he been a goalkeeper instead of a beanpole striker.
Wearing a similar coloured suit, though. Beggars can't be choosers when it comes to this. It'll be on all the panel shows this week. Just remember, you heard it here first, hot off the. Let's put it up, Sarah. Sarah! Fast asleep.
On the Twitter or the Instagram. What
teenagers, they sleep forever.
They do sleep a lot, the teenagers.
Also, I was reading The Sun. I've been going through all the press today. It's like being a proper DJ.
It's like a topical comedy show.
Hold on a minute.
You're working on. Yeah.
It says Ginger Ninjas double for Ed. Now, I saw the word ginger and I investigated because I won't stand for gingerism in the press. It said, a dead ringer for singer Ed Sheeran tries his luck on ITV show Ninja Warrior tonight, one of Alun Cochrane's favourite programmes.
Enjoy it. It's very good fun.
Okay. It looks a bit like... What was the one when people used to jump from one big ball to another that used to be on the BBC? Wipeout! That's right. Looks like that.
Do I get any points for that?
But here, listen.
Yes, 10 points to you.
Thank you.
But pro lookalike Ty Jones, 23, from Manchester, flops. Spoilers?
Spoiler alert. I wanted to know how he did.
I'm not going to bother with Ninja Warriors tonight now. Fancy doing that.
Waste of a Sky Plus record for me.
Spiteful, that is. But it's an interesting thing from Ty Jones. He says he's a professional lookalike, Ty Jones, and he says he claims that looking like the star, 27. So that's Ed Sheeran's age. Looking like Ed Sheeran, in other words, has also seen his love life fail as partners just want Ed. Now, what does that mean? Ed. No, I said Ed. I said, does he mean that they think? Do they think he's Ed Sheeran, or do they think midway through whatever they're doing?
So first or second date?
No, before that. Right. I'm on about an hour or so in to the nitty gritty. Whoever he's with says, you know what? I'm sorry, this is not working. I thought this would be enough for me, but I just want Ed. That's the bottom line. You want Ed? Oh. And I think that must happen to him. Perhaps it's probably, he's saying loads of times, probably happened twice.
Yeah.
But how weird that is. Good night.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Like I say, Gareth Richards is here this morning. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Morning, Gareth.
Looking at that lovely picture of Peter Crouch with Jeremy Corbyn's arm
This is
on
brilliant.
Twitter.
It's brilliant. It's one
so
of the
good.
great. It's one of the great comedy. That will keep British television comedy going for 4 or 5 years. That, and will I get any credit for it? Will I buffalo?
Will people need to know that a bit of the newspaper has fallen out? And
Well, now, but you'll have the hard copy. People will be going out now. Researchers listening to this, they listen to this obviously for material.
Oh, yeah.
Researchers will be racing out now, getting the Daily Mail and
imagine.
thinking, yeah, I'm having that. That's how it works with me. So, I've been on a walking holiday this week.
Have you?
I love it. Get the old boots on.
Uh-huh.
And
Are we allowed to know where? Is it?
yes, I did the South Downs Way.
Oh, nice.
So I was in a cafe. Now,
A lot of that on walking holidays, isn't there?
do you ever get this that no, not really.
People don't
Mainly
go in
it's-
cafes.
You don't see any
I
cafes.
thought it was all fuel. I thought it was all about, like, let's get a pie
but
and
it's
then
all
walk.
now it's all packed lunch.
Oh, is
and
it? Yeah.
Sitting in trees.
Right.
Bits of tissue around where people have used that. The covert that you're using from the Sun, they've used for wheat, private wheat.
All right.
Remember Private Ween, that
I
Goldie
do, yeah.
Hawn film? Halloween. Anyway, so that was the name. So I was just trying to think Hailberry Halloween, but it doesn't matter.
We'll
So-
workshop it later.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you ever, you're both married men, do you ever get an occasion when your partner says something that stops you in your tracks?
Yeah.
Do you ever get that? Well, we were in a cafe and there was a woman in the corner and she had a dog in a pram
Uh-huh.
and she bought a bowl of ice cream and she would have a spoonful and then she'd give the dog a spoonful.
Yeah.
Then she'd have a spoonful and the dog.
Right.
So it went on.
Shared spoon with
Shared
hound.
spoon with
Yeah.
the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some
Quite a
people
lot
might
of
say
issues
gross.
Well, there's
And
quite a lot of issues
Kat
going
said
on
to
already.
me, "Oh man, I can't even look. I said, "Just shut up about it. You know, just pay for the ice cream." I said, it's to what she likes. She's going, "Oh, guys, making me." I said, "Just shut up about it." We got outside and she was going on, but she said, I think, "I'm sorry. I know, but I think that was disgusting." I said, "Look, you know, people live their own lives." She said to me, "This is what she honestly said to me. It wasn't even a proper dog pram."
Right.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
What? Is there such a thing as a dog pram? Could I go online now and Google dog prams and there would be a dog pram company?
I wouldn't be surprised in this capitalist world. People have profitised everything, haven't they? But
I've never heard of a dog pram.
No.
I mean, I've never heard of one.
Are you
mean-
100% sure it wasn't just an ugly baby?
No, it was definitely. It could have been one of the Argentine wolf boys.
Oh, maybe.
One reads about. No,
Maybe.
it was a dog. I could see. It was that she had the hood down. It was a clearly.
I mean,
it wasn't once she had moved the bonnet to one side.
Right.
No, there wasn't a bonnet. That would have been crazy. But you could see she was. I mean, it was definitely a dog. I don't have any doubts about
A
that.
dog's supposed to eat dairy?
I'm not sure.
I think.
That's the phone in.
I mean, my
No, I
dog's,
think
my
dogs
dog is
do.
gluten-free, so...
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Beyond
the most modern
pastiche.
thing that's ever happened on this.
My dog is
station.
beyond pastiche. Just like,
Yeah, my
You
dog's
know,
beyond pasties.
Yeah.
Hey-oh! The Shakespeare, Wordsworth. What does he have to do?
Oh, I don't know
Shakespeare,
that.
Wordsworth.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's from Laurel and Hardy. Can anyone remind me of the Shakespeare Wordsworth thing? 8, 12, 15. Yeah. So I'd like, and also 8, 12, 15. If anyone owns, has seen a dog pram, an official dog pram, not just
pram.
not a dog in a pram, a dog pram,
Dog pram.
then I'd love to hear from. I'd love to hear from them. You still got your prams from your young kids?
No word of a lie. Our most recent pram we donated to our neighbour to use for a dog, which is now
You
no longer with
are
us. Yeah,
joking.
Yep, she walked around for
Well,
ages.
we found out what's happened.
Yeah, does she eat a lot of ice cream?
I mean, I would imagine she would happily share her ice cream with, but I don't think she would be walking in the south. Oh, maybe.
Is the dog still alive?
The one that was in the pram? No,
Yeah.
but there are other dogs in her life.
I can understand. If it had been a dead dog, I could understand the necessity for the pram.
No. It was just
I'm not saying there's anything essentially wrong about a dog in a pram if the dog is disabled in some way.
Yeah, or just they get aged, don't they?
But a dog pram.
No.
Yeah.
We kept our kids on.
Remember those walkers you could get when kids put their legs in?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I put a dog in. Because a dog walking on its hind legs is one of the best things in comedy. Put it in one of those, it wouldn't really have any choice. I know the dainty step of a dog on its hind legs.
Nice.
Like nothing, barely touching the floor they are. It's like ballet. Sorry, you were saying I interrupted you.
I said we
Gareth.
don't have any leftover prams because we kept our kids on leads.
So worth going back. Worth going back.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
I would say that in what has so far been a wide-ranging show, we've already discussed various things, but we've now started to receive text messages about dog prams, Frank.
Do they exist?
Yes.
You are joking.
411. Hi, Frank and gents. There is indeed such a thing as a dog pram. We had to purchase one when our dog slipped several discs a couple of years ago. He couldn't walk for months and actually quite enjoyed being pushed around. It was good fun scaring people who thought they were going to see a baby and then saw a shiny wet nose staring back at them.
Okay.
I mean, I would say I've seen a few babies with a shiny wet nose, but that's
I
a different story.
hope he's better now, the dog. I didn't even know they could slip discs that way.
There's no conclusion.
I've heard of throwing them a frisbee, but never slipping a disc.
Yeah, exactly. But you'd think if you're on all fours, that your back could have a lot less strain on
You would.
I remember in my drinking years, my back was never in better shape because I was often crawled home.
Yeah, very good for you.
Yeah.
491 has said, Frank, the Laurel and Hardy thing is when they say the same thing, then say Shakespeare Longfellow with a finger on each other's nose to stop a jinx.
That's right, Shakespeare Longfellow.
That's from John. I don't remember that. What film is that in?
I don't remember which one it was, but it's obviously stuck in my... Yeah, so they say the same things and then they go Shakespeare Longfellow. I'm reintroducing it. If that happens again, I'm going to come round the desk to do it.
We'll just go gadget arms and I'll stretch across and...
Oh, go gadget arms. Do you get those for dogs as well? Probably, by the sounds of things.
I think so.
Peter Crouch with Jeremy Corbyn's arm has so far got 6 retweets and 36 likes.
Well, we're absolutely going through the ceiling on that one.
Playing with the big numbers
I'm
today.
putting that up there with Gangam style, which is what Dorothy from Wizard of Oz danced.
Apparently Harrods sell dog prams. And I don't know if this is the name of the brand, but the text says Harrods sell dog prams, Bob and Nancy Carruthers. I don't know if that's the person or the brand.
That's Bob and Nancy Carruthers. Thanks for the tip. To Carruther, I think, is to...
You're allowed to broadcast it.
It's to snog passionately.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it doesn't surprise me that they have dog prams.
Harrods?
Yeah, because a lot of people that go to Harrods have dogs that they wouldn't want to put on the floor in case they got dirty. This dog in the pram was already filthy, is what I'm saying. Anyway, there are dog prams. That's something that we've all learnt this morning. I'll tell you what I learnt on my fabulous trip. Let me tell you this. When you walk around, I'm a big fan of the blue plaque.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a brief blue
I've tried Colgate. Can't shift it. But, so I saw, I was in, Lewis in Suffolk.
Yes.
Famously anti-Catholic. I felt a little uncomfortable. Well, they burn the effigy of the Pope.
The effigy thing,
have people saying no popery.
Yeah.
Which is a blow to the gift shops. But anyway, we were there. It's impossible to say, for me anyway, to say Lewis, or for anyone to say Lewis to me, I found, without me going, Lewis. As in Inspector Morse.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Thomas Paine was born there.
Yes.
So, do you know that?
No.
Okay, do you know Thomas Paine, the sort of revolutionary? He supported the French Revolution. He's English.
All right.
Is he an Enlightenment figure or something along those lines?
Well, he was late 18th century when that, and then he went to America and was like a key figure against Oss, if I may say that. So there's him, and then Anne of Cleves' house.
Oh yeah.
Now Anne of Cleves, if I remember rightly, and readers will correct me, you might, was the one who Hans Holbein, the famous artist, did a painting of that, and when Henry VIII saw it, he said, "I'm having that."
All right.
So he brought her over to marry her.
Oh, in a sort of, I'm going to marry that girl kind of way.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
The Michael Caine scene, Shakira on
Prince Harry watching Suits.
yeah, exactly. Or I think that David Beckham, when he saw that Spice Girls in the Desert, said, "I'm going to marry that woman of Victoria." So it was like that. But when she came over, she didn't look so great. Holbein had actually done her a few favours.
Right.
And so Henry got rid of her. Horrible story, if I may say so.
But then again, if you rule horrible stories out of a historical day out, you're not having as many fun days out.
Can I tell you, those pictures in phone boxes are very unreliable.
Skinner, Dean and Cochrane. Together, The Frank Skinner Show.
Absolute
Got some
Radio.
breaking dog news, dog pram news for you. 796 has texted, Frank, re-dog prams. I enjoy the use of re, by the way, 796. Re-dog prams.
Re-dog is what they call repeat offenders.
Yeah.
In the car park business.
Leighton Baines, whilst injured, turned up to a game not so long ago with his dog in one of these contraptions, Stee Runcorn.
You sure it wasn't his leg?
I don't know. Well, what I like is that this may spin off into celebrity dog pram users spotted.
I think he wears a lot of Dalmatian socks with the face and the spots on. It could have been a mistake. Leighton Baines, already injured, turned up with a dog in a pram. Was the blind leading the blind?
Innit?
Well, the lame. Anyway, my point was, I saw the Thomas Paine birthplace.
Yes.
Exciting. Anna Cleves, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, is that where she was born?
No, Cleves, I'm guessing.
Oh, right.
Anne
Cleves.
of Cleves.
Unless that was a nickname, she was a bit busty.
Yes.
So,
Do you think that's where the term cleavage came from?
Yeah.
Cleves. Most people would call it Cleves. Great Cleves.
History's written by the winners, Gareth.
Exactly. I don't know if she got sent out. Would she have been sent home? No, probably not. Let's face it, Henry VIII. Very animalistic tastes. Nevertheless, so Thomas Paine, Anna Cleves. I'll never be able to say her name again without thinking of it. And then I come to another blue plaque on my walk. I thought, oh, what's this going to be? And it was, and it said, the birthplace of the Banofee Pie.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
I mean, what about that?
I mean, all your interests are being catered for. History and, you've long discussed your restaurant chain, Je Suites.
Yeah.
So Banofee Pie's history is probably a keen area of interest for you, isn't it?
The Banofee Pie, and it was quite recent. It was like 1972 or something.
Really?
Like that.
Oh, right. Henry VIII didn't order one because he saw a painting of it.
No, he wouldn't have sent back. He didn't look like a man. If I had to write, from a picture of him, if I had to judge him from a picture, one thing I'd say, not a man who would send back a Banofee Pie under any circumstances. Oh,
not for me, thanks. I've got a beach holiday book.
Yeah, no, I've got this bird coming over from Cleves. Cleves, is that where cleavage? Yeah, everybody says that. He's got a terrible temper on him.
471 has given us some Anne of Cleves info. Hail fellows, well met. Henry VIII didn't get rid of Anne of Cleves. He gave her an honorary title of the King's sister, which she wasn't. He could do that, of course, because he was king.
I know, but he brought her over to marry her, and then he made her the King's sister.
Yeah.
Would you say that well?
Probably not, no.
No.
Still a demotion, isn't it?
It's-
I see you more as a sister.
It's even like, you're
not you, it's me.
You're a nice person, Anne.
Yeah.
You're a nice person.
Banofee Pie?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to keep her around just for the Cleves. Oh no, poor Anna Cleves. Anyway, so yes, it became the King's sister. I mean, a weird thing. She probably. How would you feel if he was his real sister?
Oh, yeah.
Did he have any other sisters, or did he just bring them all over and try them out as wife? Why did? I mean, the beheaded ones
Jill
must have
probably let us know.
been led to the block, going, "I don't mind. I'll be your sister. I'll do cousin. Cousin, I'll do." Oh man, I wore. You know about men's things, Al.
What are you talking about?
You're the most male man
do
I know.
I.
You don't.
I am definitely not the most male man.
We tried everywhere to get a female presenter to replace Emily this week. So I think you should have a woman on the show morally as well as for the. We couldn't. I said, "Oh, get Gareth."
Close enough.
Yeah, not quite in the Venn diagram, but the same postcode. No, but I mean, Al will know more about walking gear. And
I
stuff
doubt
like
it.
that. Do you know the
I get
Mosto?
pushed around in a dog pram, I do.
Have you heard of a Mosto jacket?
Is it a brand name?
It is.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that
It's not
brand
one
name.
that it's not like you just got to have one.
Yeah.
I like to call it a Mosto.
The Musto have.
Well,
bag.
those Cleves are a Mosto. That's one of my catchphrases. So I walk down the road. God, it's hot in here. Is it because my career's on fire? Or is it the heating? And it's a nice waterproof.
Right.
Actually, I want to ask you about waterproof. So I'm not sure about it as a term. But it's a nice professional sort of walking jacket. I think they use them for sailing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I got it. I ran, if you remember, for I did a run with John Bishop on his week of hell.
Remember that?
Do you remember he had a week of hell? So they gave me a lot of quite nice gear.
Nice.
I don't mean marijuana. That would have been that would have been. That
Just
was
took
on
the edge off the
John
hell.
Bishop's week of hell.
Were you offended that part of his week of hell was running with you?
It would have just been Snog and Widdicombe spend an hour talking to Frank Skinner whilst running uphill. Anyway, so they gave me these coats, and they've all got John Bishop's week of hell on.
Right.
So I'm a bit self-conscious about wearing them. If it had been my sport relief task, but the fact that I got stuff for helping on someone else is a bit tragic.
Right.
So I've picked the patches off the Mosto jacket. It's a meticulous business, and I couldn't quite get the cotton out. So the white cotton is still standing up in a ghost image of where the patch was. Like, you know those shots from the barrage balloon of the Beijing Olympics when all the people in the singlets were standing? It looks like that. Like you're up above looking at it. It's all these tiny raised white things. And I could see wondering what had been there.
Yeah.
So if anyone saw me on that in Lewis, that was what went on. But yes, waterproof. I don't think there's such a thing.
Oh.
What do you think?
A lot of jackets are sold as shower-proof now, but I think
What does that mean?
I think it's proof of showers.
Yeah, wind resistant. I've seen resistant. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm quite a resistant type of character. I'm capable of death.
Yeah, true.
I'd like to know if there is such a thing. And my other question, 8, 12, 15 to walkers. Scotch guarding, apparently.
Yes.
If you Scotch guard your boots, they remain waterproof.
Yes.
I don't Scotch guard mine. I found out this week that they don't if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Could you Scotch guard your feet
I imagine there's probably some kind of hazardous material in there.
Right? But you wouldn't need boots then?
Well, your feet are already
Yeah.
It's not the weather that's the problem with feet.
Isn't it?
So unless you're calloused and you go barefoot all the time.
Like one of
it'd
those hipsters.
Protecting it from underneath and above,
But
I
it's
think,
very
shoes.
soft. Yeah. I need a man pram.
Yeah.
Can you get those?
Yeah.
I think Guy Fawkes had one down where we
wheelchair?
lived.
Yeah, they're called wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah, wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get a whole I can go mobility scooter. For the uphills.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So Henry VIII had several sisters, this says here.
Several wives, I thought, could have said.
Did have several
News
wives.
just in.
Yeah.
Several sisters, okay.
Well, Mary
Queen of
one of them.
Scots.
Oh, she was a sister, was she? I didn't think she was that close.
And another text here says that Mary Queen of France as well.
I had a date with Mary Queen of Scots. Tudor? No, we just had a bit of a snog.
Oh my goodness.
So are you ready for our retweet update?
Yes.
Likes and retweets.
This
on
is,
board.
can I say, if you just joined the show, I've found a fabulous, funny, accidental thing in the Daily Mail today, which makes Peter Crouch look like he's got 3 arms. It's one of those that'll just be on every show coming up now, and when you see it, you'll say, "Oh, that was on the Frank Skinner show on the radio."
And the
So
other
we
arm
put-
belongs to Jeremy Corbyn.
The other arm belongs to
It's gonna
Jeremy
go viral.
Corbyn. So often the way.
I mean, we could sort of do with a caption for it. Like, what's the...
Okay, what is the caption for the 3-armed Peter Crouch, the third arm of which is Jeremy Corbyn, 8, 12, 15? How many retweets for this fabulous comedy have we got?
We have had 17 retweets.
17, come on!
Goodness me.
Gingham style, Gangnam style.
73 likes.
What's the tune to Gangnam style?
Whoopa Gangnam style.
That's right.
I can't remember it.
breaking
That's
the internet.
showbiz. I completely forgot.
Yeah. The candle that burns brightest. 740 Ian Angle has texted, was Hadrian's Wall the original Scotch god?
Oh, very good. That's good. That is good. He needs to get onto the Jeremy Corbyn, Peter Crouch
Peter
3-arm
Crouch.
thing. Never mind messing about with retrospective Romano-British structures.
20 retweets.
20.
20
and
retweets.
Absolute
counting.
Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Alan Cochrane, and Gareth Richards is with us this morning.
Good morning.
You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website. Or what we should do is, as there's 3 of us... Yeah.
Making the show even more blokey.
Yeah. I'm trying to fight the blokiness.
Yeah.
I blame Anna Cleaves. She brought the whole tone down.
410 has texted earlier. Hi, Frank and team. I'm a regular podcast reader, but I'm listening today live from a campsite in Wiltshire. The countryside is noisier than advertised. Don't believe the hype. All the best.
Oh, it can be noisy.
Yeah.
And of course, the countryside is the home of the abandoned vehicle.
I also like don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype.
No, you get that thing with you hear sheep in the morning.
Oh, yeah, they make a racket.
And you
don't
always think, don't you, that they all speak the same sheep. But it's not one.
Yeah. I just assume that's dialect, that they're from different fields.
Maybe. I hadn't thought of that. I like the idea they have different accents.
Yeah.
Also, we've had a message from 371 who says Mary Queen of Scots wasn't Henry VIII's sister, she was his great niece.
I said I didn't think she was that close to him.
Yeah.
Apparently it was Margaret Queen of Scots.
I think I misread it.
I didn't know they were...
Queen of Scots, what happened to her?
Mea culpa. I misread it.
to...
Mea culpa as well.
She was
I think she went into adult films. Margaret, Queen of Scots.
Yeah. So is
Well,
Queen
why
of Scots sort of a title rather? I thought there was only
Oh,
You'd
one
think
Queen
there'd
of
just be
Scots.
one.
Yeah.
You would, but
There's two
Evidently
Queen of
not.
Scots.
Is there a Queen of Scots now? Susan Boyle.
Yeah, probably. I met a bloke who told me he was King of the Scots, but not King of Scotland
what?
by descent.
Drunk?
No.
Yeah. Birmingham.
No, racist. No, he was on a show with me, and he was on as the king. I think it was a classy. It was the James Whale TV show. I don't know if you remember that. And a woman on who'd written some sort of naughty diary.
Oh.
What, with all the numbers in the wrong order?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
566 has texted, "Morning, gentlemen. Re-cleaves and cleavage. Henry VIII's wife, Catherine Parr, was known as a very keen golfer. It was a sport in its infancy during the 16th century. She gave rise to the phrase par for the course."
No way.
I like it.
Is that true?
I don't know if it's true. I'm just reading what Simon, the Cotswolds art dealer, has texted, who's a
and did
fairly
Henry-
frequent correspondent with the show.
And did Henry VIII used to say I was below par this morning?
Maybe. Maybe.
It gives us a whole new meaning to it. 18 holes with Henry VIII.
I'll just do the maths.
No, don't. Don't. You have to do it. You have to do it after 9 o'clock tonight. No, I'm not having that. We talked about that recently, Gareth, that golf, when it was first invented, had a different name, and it was Colf.
Golf.
Yeah, was that worth the bother of changing it? It's like when I used to watch Hawaii Five-0, and it used to have a picture of this big, like, Hawaiian guy who was one of the detectives, and it used to say Zulu as Kono. And as a kid, I always thought, why bother changing that? Of course, as I've got older, I realised Hawaiians were watching Jack Lord as Steve McGarrett. Why bother changing that?
Yeah.
But then, we didn't know. Didn't
Different
know in
times,
them
wasn't it?
days. No.
So we have a retweet update.
Oh, here we
With
go.
a picture of Peter Crouch with Jeremy Corbyn's arm.
This is absolute comedy gold I discovered in the Daily Mail this morning. We've put it up on Twitter, and I think it's probably already it's gone across the pond.
Do you think?
Imagine.
Yeah, Lewis.
And we've strictly speaking, we've yet to have a joke attached to it.
Oh, yeah,
As
because
such.
we're having a caption. We want a caption for this picture. Even if you haven't seen the picture, don't go and buy the Daily Mail. But it's a picture of Peter Crouch with 3 arms, and the third arm is Jeremy Corbyn's. That's all the ingredients you need.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Go on, how many?
60.
60?
Yes. So
Blimey, we
we're
are
on
trending.
I'm not sure that's what constitutes trending.
121 likes.
Can we check?
The best caption competition I ever saw was in a football programme, and it was Garth Crooks when he was still a footballer, and he was at Tottenham, and he was rolling over, and he was literally on his head. His arms were not on the ground. It looked like his head was supporting him. He was
Right.
upside down. It was a really, like, legs up.
Like breakdancing type.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right.
it looked dangerous, but I suppose it must have just been a momentary thing that was caught.
Yeah.
And the winning caption was Garth Crooks.
The Frank Skinner Show on Absolute Radio. Back Saturday morning from 8. Tune in live for the full Frank experience.
Absolute Radio.
Anyway, look, Gareth, we don't see you that often. What's happened to your life?
Well, I would say...
I don't want to put you on the spot. If nothing's happened, we can move on.
Not really. I think in the last few months, well, I'll tell you about this. And it's a moral conundrum, really.
Sorry, I can't. I'm a Catholic. There's no such thing as a moral conundrum.
Okay.
Is that one
Well,
of the
that's
things? That sounds good.
Oh, conundrum.
Sorry.
I was off on a gig somewhere, and I was spending the day with another comedian. That happens, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
When you're out and
occasionally
about.
forced
Yeah, you're on the
into,
same bill,
for a
so you're in
weekend,
in a strange town.
And you get thrown together with people, all sorts of people,
Yeah.
people you might never usually hang out with.
Indeed.
Sometimes you go for a romantic meal with them about 2 hours before people who are genuinely going for romantic meals go for romantic meals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and waiting for restaurants to open.
Yeah.
Well, we went shopping.
Oh,
And
nice.
just browsing around the shops, because I'm quite happy to do that. As you
Yeah.
said, I'm nearly a girl.
Depends on the shops.
Oh,
So many things wrong with that.
Primark.
yeah, no, and it was properly looking for bargains. The guy I was
excellent.
with was really into bargains, and it was an older comedian from a working class background,
Right.
and I would say from the south of England. I'm not going to mention a name for reasons that will become clear.
Right.
And very lovely man, but had a very different background to anything I've experienced.
Right.
Clearly, and we were
Interesting.
looking around all sorts of shops, and we were in.
Give me
Are we allowed to? What?
You can say the name of a shop.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, we were in TK Maxx.
Okay.
Love it.
Just all sorts of things.
Love
Oh, all
it.
sorts of things.
We were a bit unimpressed by the size of it. He said he'd seen
That's
bigger
how,
TK Maxx.
that's how I always feel. That's how I always feel about the tracksuit bottoms. Either too big or too small for me, I find.
Right.
And then suddenly there's a vase. Like next to a sportswear.
Yeah, it's really brought rummaging back to retail.
Oh,
awesome.
it's a great experience if you have loads of time to waste, like a couple of comedians on road.
Yeah, it used to be record shops.
Yeah.
In between shows
Changed.
at the comedy store, everyone had got to Tower Records.
Right.
Oh, that was great. But TK Maxx nowadays.
TK Maxx, and the comedian I was with was looking at the reading glasses.
I mean, buying your reading glasses from TK Maxx.
Well, because with reading glasses, you can buy them off the peg, can't you? Because you just get the right sort. And so he found a pair he liked, and I was going to go and maybe try on a T-shirt while he was buying them. I got there though, and I thought, I'm not going to try on the T-shirt. Do I need this T-shirt? I don't really need it.
So often happens between the counter and the changing room. I think,
I'm going to take my clothes off.
See, what Kat does is she buys loads of clothes and then takes them all home, doesn't try them on. And if they don't fit, she takes them back. She uses our house as the changing room.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just can't be bothered to do it in the shop. And she's got theory about people's bras having bacteria on them and rubbed against the wall and stuff like that. She did follow Anna Cleves.
Yeah.
But strangely, hasn't got the willpower to go and get over that and try on the thing, but has got the willpower to take the stuff back,
I know.
which you'd think would be a longer journey.
You would think would be it more. Oh, we can't.
People are complex.
They are.
So did you try on the T-shirt, Gareth?
I didn't try on the T-shirt in the end. I just thought, I don't need this T-shirt.
Okay.
So I got back, and he'd bought the reading glasses, but he was back to the reading glasses. And I thought, he's already got reading glasses, but he thought, these were good. I wonder if there's another pair like these. And so I found, look, these are your prescription. Try these on. He tried them on, and he said, yeah, these are good. Yeah. And he said, I'm having these. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm having these. And then we start walking out. And I...
Isn't that what Henry VIII said when he saw that painting?
And I thought, what must have...
Oh, you mean walking out not via the cash desk?
No, not via the cash desk. And I thought, maybe what he's done is he's swapped, the ones he'd got into the other box.
Yeah,
and he's gonna,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's probably just decided he likes these ones more. But no, we walk out and he says, no, I'm having these. It's
wow.
It's good to do a bit of lifting every now and then.
Oh, no.
Keep your hand in.
Do you know Arnold Schwarzenegger said that to me? Really?
Yeah.
Starting to think now maybe you shouldn't have mentioned the name of the shop. Aren't you an accessory?
Well, that's what Laura...
No, I think the glasses are an accessory.
Yeah, that's true.
If you'd been what about if you'd been an
Cufflinks,
accessorised? That would have been embarrassing. arrested as an accessory and accessorise would be
this was
beyond humiliation. I've had a thought for a caption.
Oh yeah.
For Peter Crouch with 3 arms, one of which is Jeremy Corbyn's PC gone mad.
Peter. Oh, right. Very good. Very good.
That's better than any of the others, as we've had none.
No, we have had some, but they're not broadcastable.
Oh, they're not broadcastable.
It is better than the others.
Okay, fine. Good. I think at least I've established my right to be in this chair.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So we were in a retail shop, and with an older comedian and an older man as well, and
an older comedian and an older man.
No, I'm just saying he was also just a man.
Yeah,
right.
We're just 2 men.
Right.
Now, so I'm
like it's
2 guys having a day out.
He's a man. He's just a man. Okay.
So what
I liked about the preamble to this, you said he was a guy with an eye for a bargain. That's a lovely way of putting shoplifting.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, right,
loves a 2-for-1 deal. So that's quite a difficult situation.
Yes.
For you.
I was brought up not to steal.
Yeah, me too.
And my threshold for stealing and feeling really bad about it would be much, much lower than shoplifting. So I feel bad about bank robbery. No,
everything.
Everything.
You seem
just pretty much
bad.
feel bad about.
Would you take a paperclip home from this show?
If it was attached to some paper and it was by accident, if I just saw it on a desk and thought, they won't miss a paperclip.
And thought, I need a paperclip, would you take it?
No, absolutely not.
You wouldn't? Wow.
No, I'd feel.
I'd have a paperclip. Yeah.
I've got one of everything you can see in this room in my house.
Really?
Yeah, one of these screens. I took one of them home. Mike.
Woman.
Yeah.
I've taken a few of them home.
Alun's dining table has microphones attached.
Did you consider the citizens' arrest?
My policy was always go to theirs if you can, because killing someone in your own home is a much bigger deal. So I felt safer in their house because they got to clean up their house.
Oh right,
in case they killed you. Not
That was a good save.
No, I didn't have any ideas about killing them.
I think we all thought that's the joke you were making.
No.
I thought I'd clear that up.
I'm pleased to find out that it was you that you were imagining dying there.
Yeah, it was fixed. You don't know who you're going back with, do you?
True.
In a case like that.
True indeed.
Yeah. Anyway.
Any young people listening, there's advice hidden in this show.
There is.
Masquerading as comedy.
Don't steal or murder.
Go to theirs and bleed as much as you possibly can.
You don't strike me as a person with a sort of a good rugby tackle ready to go to take down this thief. I don't.
It was difficult if you're going to be gigging with him that night.
That would be awkward if suddenly there was a gap on the show. And
I know I would have said nothing and then done material about it on the night. I just wouldn't have been able to resist it.
That would have been awkward. I mean, do you know what?
You did?
I did.
Hey, good lad.
I talked to him. I mean, I didn't have jokes yet. I just told him about it. And also, you could say,
it's good.
You know the guy who was on earlier?
Yeah.
Had he gone home then?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
Yes. And
but the problem here is, so did you feel, like secondary smoking, did you feel secondary guilt?
I didn't, it happened so quickly. It wasn't like he said, this is what I'm planning.
Right.
Do you think this is morally right?
No,
and are you into it?
No.
No, he just did it, and then I felt sort of just out of control of it. And I also didn't feel like it was worth me saying, I mean, I don't approve of that. I don't think he gets.
But when you left after we're walking down the street together, did he refer to the...
Yeah, so what he did is when he said, you got to keep your hand in, and I was like, what? In case you're called back together for one big heist.
He said that. It's great. It's like the gorilla in Sing.
Of all the old bank robbers who get and it's like, so we got the map guy, but we're all a bit older. They're hard to see. We need a reading glasses guy.
So
Let's get him
and how
on the
did
phone.
he take that?
He thought that was funny.
Oh.
No, he wasn't. He had no remorse.
But did he
And
know you? Did he know you disapproved? Do you think?
I
Sounds
really
like
don't think he cared.
Oh.
But do you think Laura, my wife, felt like I'm fully culpable as
Oh,
well?
really?
And
Yeah, we've been
I
made-
should go down for it.
They used to call
Just the same
on
as-
Quincy. They used
She'll
to
use
call.
any excuse. Sorry, Al.
I think is it accessory after the fact? Is that what Gareth would be now? I mean, not as funny as him going
Well, he
to
was
prison.
accessory during the fact.
Don't give
true.
it a legal name.
No, don't get that.
Good knowing you.
Is it a felony?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Am I on the lamb?
I think you are on
Too
the lamb.
too hot for lamb.
Too off for lamb today. I'll just have a calamari.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
I think we're still in TK. Oh no, we've left TK, Max.
We're on the run now.
We're in the the vapor train.
We're on the way back to now what is called our getaway car. Which,
Yeah.
But no, it was it's quite a thing to happen. But then I was like, didn't have anyone to talk to about it because obviously it just happened. But then I arrived to the gig and I was like,
Well, there's
You know,
hundreds of people to talk to about it.
yeah.
Well,
Before I told anyone about it,
17.
and I was a bit worried about. How dare you? It was over 20.
Well, a lot of the seats had gone missing. One of the problems.
I mean, he stole the show.
Yeah, were you an accessory or?
No, but so I arrive at the gig and I say to the compere, you never guess what happened today. And he said, oh yeah, that. Oh no, he told us about that.
What?
And he'd already told them about it. So
Oh,
it's
already
not like
fessed
he
up.
was
My problem with it isn't it a bit rude?
a bit rude.
Yeah.
It is.
Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That is one way
feel
of
it's
putting
like
it.
embarrassing you a bit. I think if you're going to do it, go and do it on your own. Don't do it with someone.
Mhm.
I just think it's a bit rude.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You should have got your consent for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have gone up to the counter and said, "Excuse me, this man just stole some reading glasses." That would have been.
Yeah.
My view has always been that when you go to a shop now, you have to get a basket, gather all the things yourself, and go to a counter, and you have to slide them all past the thing, get to the whole price, to the whole thing yourself.
Mhm.
I am damned if I'm going to do store detective work as well.
Yeah.
They've got to look after their own security.
I think I'll buy some reading glasses and then put them back.
Oh, that would be a way of
That's the
making.
thing to do.
I
making it
did
good.
that with a hotel I stay at. There was a book. Someone left a book, and I thought,
The
oh, I
Bible.
like this book. And I doubt there are many people here intelligent enough to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So I stole the book, knowing that I was going to go back and
Oh.
replace it with a more expensive book, but a book that meant less to me.
Right.
What do you think about that morally?
So the Bible was someone had left it in
It wasn't
the
a
hotel.
Bible.
Oh, no,
It
sorry, the
I've
book.
got a Bible at home. Who hasn't?
Me.
Hey, 12:15. You've probably got one, haven't you, with a knife through it on the wall?
That sounds like good art. That sounds great.
Harumph.
You're listening to Frank Skinner's podcast from Absolute Radio.
We had an email earlier on I'd like to bring to your attention that it was in reference to your Banofee Pie anecdote. For people that have just joined the show, Frank has been on a walking holiday and discovered the blue plaque saying that the Banofee Pie had been invented.
In 1972, yeah.
Was it really? It's more recent than we think. Hi, Frank et al. And all.
I didn't.
Good to hear that you've been
Tudor?
to Jevington.
Oh, that's where it was, Jevington.
Yeah. Other readers might be keen to know that my mum delivered the baby of the inventor of the Banofee Pie.
Wow.
When she makes it...
Interesting claim to fame.
I love it. I love this claim to fame. When she makes it, she always makes a pastry base and maintains that this is the original recipe. Banofee pie with a biscuit base is a fake substitute, which makes her tut and complain about the lack of authenticity. Jack.
I think of it with a biscuit base. I'll be straight with you.
Yeah,
And
me
she
too.
should know. She delivered the baby of the inventor. So, I mean...
Exactly.
Well, I like this because I like
apparently
Banofee
she
Pie.
ate the placenta with a biscuit base.
Yeah.
I saw it. You know, there's a bit of a scandal this week about the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Was there?
Won't go into details, but they're not awarding it this year because there's been
no good books.
yeah, there's been some. Well, it's interesting. I think they're in the committee or in somebody's bad books.
Oh, really?
Because there's been some sort of shenanigans, you know, the current type going on. You know the current thing.
I don't.
You do. The thing that's happening all the time.
Tell me off air.
Okay.
That's what I need.
You know, there was a man who might not have been behaving himself.
Oh, right.
Allegedly.
Gotcha.
Okay. But they said, so they're not going to give it this year. They're not going to, yeah, in Waterstones, ironically. I mean, surely you can get free books.
Brutal.
Anyway, so they said, so they're not going to award the Nobel Prize for Literature this year because of this scandal. And so they've only ever done that once before. That was in 1935 because no one was worthy of it. Now that is really something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine if you put on I don't know, the BAFTAs, and they say we won't be too long. There's only 4 this year. Most of the categories, to be honest, it's not good enough.
Nothing good on.
No, nothing.
Nothing good on this year.
Best actress has been Babsy. Can you imagine that?
No.
Should there be
I
best
guess it's
actress?
not best book, is it? If it was best book, there would have to be a best book.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
even
like
if it was all rubbish.
Yeah, there's still the cream on top of the rubbish.
Well, there might even you're just the best rubbish. But Nobel Prize for Literature, apparently, you can say it's not quite good enough to get the Nobel Prize for Literature. Who knew? 8, 12, 15. No, don't bother.
1935, bad year for books.
It's a
What they
bit,
say about
Late
it.
review.
yeah, that's just a little tip though. If you're in a second-hand bookshop thinking, I might have a look at this. If it's 1935, don't bother.
Yeah. It's good to know.
So, is anything else from the outside world?
We've had some jokes about the photo caption, you know, with
Oh yes, a photograph in today's Daily Mail, which shows Peter Crouch with 3 arms, one of which is Jeremy
JC.
Corbyn. I spotted it. It's not the Daily Mail's joke, obviously. Did the Daily Mail do jokes?
Don't think so.
They had an article today called Titan of Terror, which was an attack on Karl Marx.
That's right.
Well, they've stopped with that.
Yeah.
You got to give it, I mean, for sheer belligerence. The fact the Daily Mail is still laying into Karl Marx.
Yeah.
Late review.
Well, 337 has texted, "Morning, Frangaral. I offered up on TweetPoint on the web the following caption for Frank's photo: the only arms deal Jeremy Corbyn would support.
Oh, yes, I like
Sort
it.
of arms, yeah.
Then
I like it.
Then says "Love you, bye." Ian Stewart Doots, and I
Oh, he was a bit abrupt.
I like "Love you, bye."
It's gone. It's gone. As they used to say at the end of the Lone Ranger, we never even had a chance to thank him.
495 said 3 limbs on a shirt,
Yeah,
which
that's
brings
good.
you in as well.
Yeah, football. It leaves out Jeremy Corbyn. He's
Leaves
become
out Jeremy.
become a limb.
Well, you can't really tell it's
Out
Jeremy
on a limb. It
Corbyn.
could be a
Yeah,
reference
out on-
to the council things.
Ian Angle has done his homework. You suggested that he get to work on a
indeed.
pun based on your photo caption. Corbyn lends Crouch a hand.
Corbyn, yeah.
And he has. That's literally what's happened. He's gone for a say what you see approach.
No, yeah, that's exactly. That's good, but it's not right.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Alun, Cochrane and Gareth Richards is with us today. You can text the show on 8 12 15, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website.
Should we have a retweet update at the top of the hour?
Yeah.
How are we doing on that?
Oh, this is for a picture of Peter Crouch with Jeremy Corbyn's right arm.
Yes.
Something about giving a right arm. I don't know. 110 retweets.
Goodness me.
I mean, surely that's trending. Is that class as trending?
214 likes.
I wonder what the Oxford English Dictionary definition of trending is. Maybe it has to be like 200 or
There must be a number which defines trending.
Yeah.
It's like going back to the shoplifting. Is a crime where what point would you reach the crime where you think, no, I have to do something about this?
Oh.
Somewhere between stealing reading glasses and just like mugging. If he'd mugged somebody when you was with him.
Yeah, you'd have to have said, oh, leave it out, mate.
Yeah.
Or would you be too frightened?
Please don't do that again.
Yeah.
Let's not do any mugging today. That sort of thing.
Burgled. They burgled a house.
I had a
Just left
gig
you
that
standing in the road like an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gareth hasn't been on the show for a while. You probably aren't aware that we seem to be doing a royal wedding news feature all the time at the moment, because it's in the news a lot.
It's big news.
It's in the news a lot.
When is it?
May the 19th, is it? Same day as the
really?
FA Cup final, isn't it?
Oh, and it
Which
will be
was-
a day after the 50th anniversary of West Brom winning the FA Cup the last time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, her half brother, as the papers repeatedly are calling him, his name's Thomas Markle Jr., and he's gone to the extraordinary
Markle.
step of writing an open letter.
You say Tom Markle.
He's written an open letter warning Harry to not go through with the wedding.
Yeah.
And it includes the phrase, "This is the biggest mistake in royal wedding history," which makes me think, maybe not that much of a history fan.
No, I think Anna Cleves.
Yeah.
Anna
been a couple
Cleves
of
who
beheadings,
came over hungry for action and then became the king's sister when he saw her.
Well,
Yeah.
even then, there was a couple of Henry VIII's wives that it ended pretty
Yeah.
badly for.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
not a scholar.
You know Cinderella lived with Henry VIII.
So
Henry VIII would have been a great pantomime dame, don't you think?
yes.
I don't know if they had pantomime in Tudor times, maybe not. Yes, it's a weird, I think it's fair to say it's a weird thing to do. It begins, it's not too late.
Mm-hmm. Which gives it a sense of urgency that I don't think the open letter to a non-English news agency really conveys. It's
But
isn't it
also-
an odd way to go about sending a time-sensitive warning
Also,
by
there was-
open letter?
There was no apostrophe on it and only one O on two.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have stopped reading then.
Yeah, and it's handwritten, all these things.
Handwritten.
That's when you need spell check, isn't it? This is a man who should not do handwritten. He should depend on spell check.
Yeah, yeah.
Block capitals nearly. Oh no, it switches between block capitals
Common. Very common change.
and upper and lower case.
But Tom
we tried to
Markle,
emphasise
you say
things.
Tom Markle, I say Tom Markle. He's saying, let's call the whole thing off.
Yes.
To be fair, yeah, I mean, wouldn't it have been one of the great stories of all time if Prince Harry had called the wedding off on the strength of this letter?
Man, that would have been exciting.
See, what worries me about, I would say worries me would be an exaggeration.
Right.
But if Prince Harry woke up this morning and thought, you know what, I don't want to marry Meghan Markle. I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
He couldn't, could he?
No.
I mean, there's
No.
TV coverage.
Yeah.
You know, they're booked.
But Windsor.
You know what'll be there? Dignitaries.
There will
They'll be coming
dignitaries
from
there.
all over the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
He just can't. He's got to, even if he's read this letter and thought this has confirmed all my doubts.
And not to mention, I think is it 1,100 or 1,500 members of the public? Members of the public have been invited. I mean, that would be inconvenient. They've probably booked a train.
How did they do that?
They might have got a
handing out
travel
flyers.
lodge. They just, you know,
Is it like when people
There's
go in the pub and
logistics.
say there's a comedy show on tonight down the road?
like paper in it.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
How do you get a ticket for it?
Do you think there was a chat in Buckingham Palace where they're like, we could pad it out with some members of the public, make it look...
Exactly. Members of the public. What are they?
We haven't had the RSVPs we need. Let's just give it to some members of the public.
Oh, that would be... But how do you get it if you're a member of the public? How do you get
I
it?
think you just get invited.
Are they people they don't know? Because
Yeah.
how do you define
think
a
it
member
was
of
like,
the public?
I think
Well,
it was
if they
friend.
know them, they're not
Yeah,
members of the
no.
public.
I think it was like the start of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think they just got a golden ticket and boom,
okay.
they're in.
But I mean, is there a tombola or something?
I think it just happened.
Does Tom Markle have a tombola?
He's not going to be there, so he won't
he's
need
not.
it.
He's not going.
No.
He's. You know what I mean? If there was any chat, how sick will Tom Markle feel if he does the open letter and the next day the invite arrives?
Oh, bridge burned.
Don't.
Well, I saw a clip and it was on a video and he was saying, I actually haven't checked my post for a couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
He said he hadn't checked his post box for 2 weeks, so he might have been invited.
What kind of life does he lead? He hasn't checked his post for 2 weeks.
His post and he's gobbing off in In Touch magazine.
He might have won the premium bond. Fancy not checking your post, Tom. That's a man whose life's out of control.
Yeah, he's got bills, hasn't he? He's got bills that he's not facing.
I don't know.
I reckon.
But what you're saying, Frank, is that it is too late. It's too late for anyone to back out now.
I think it's too late for Harry to. I think Meghan, or Meg, I'm now thinking of, because that's what the brother calls her. Meg could back out.
Well, that's the thing with the wedding, is you never know if they're going to turn up. That's part of the fun.
Well, I think they are. I think because she's going to have 4 security guards, so she's not going to not turn up. She might be frog. She might come down the aisle with her feet not touching the ground.
One security guard for each limb.
Get off! I said I don't want him. It'd be too much.
How good would that be if she came down the aisle in one of those Hannibal Lecter sort of on the trolley?
With the hockey mask.
Blatantly against her will. And all the TV cameras having to go. But she looks really happy.
But that veil is much thicker than the normal. It's actually chainmail. Because if you need to cover someone's face, you're in a palace. The first thing you're going to reach for is a chainmail balaclava. That would be... I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, what I'm saying, if he has changed his mind, he can't do anything about it.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
We were talking about Prince Harry's getting married.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Breaking.
So he's marrying,
Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle. The sister, of course, is already married, Angela. What if he'd married Angela Merkel? That would have been, me, that would have been brilliant. He would have killed Holbein, that painter. It's... the letter says, one thing that it says is that how badly... Meg treated the dad.
Yes.
Mr. Markle.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Markle, I think he's called. And it says a weird thing, and it says, she spends all his money and then forgets about him in Mexico. And what is it? Is that one of those things? I always think if you're a passenger in a car, never go to the toilet in a garage because you'd always love them to come out and they've gone.
Oh, yeah.
Did she get 200 miles down the road and think, hey, where's Pop? But what does that mean? She forgot about him in Mexico.
It's unclear whether he's in Mexico.
No, I think he is in Mexico.
He is in Mexico.
But did she take him there and forget about him?
So it's quite a difficult thought experiment because she's forgetting about someone in a very specific place.
Yeah. Yeah, she remembers him in all the other places. I suppose it's the wall. Is the wall built yet?
Oh, it could be the wall.
Yeah. Will America, Mexico be like North South Korea kind of a thing? There'll be no contact once the wall goes up.
Well, that's being fixed even as we speak now.
What, the wall?
No, North South Korea. It's all
that's being fixed. Yeah, I'm saying one door shuts, another door opens.
Maybe.
Or another door shuts. One door opens, another door shuts. Yes, okay. So I mean, if I was Harry, I would initially dismiss this as nonsense, I think.
Yes. You don't think a handwritten open letter would put you off marrying someone?
Well, I'll tell you what, though, it might just make me... I might want it fact-checked.
You think?
Wouldn't it just make you think?
It does raise questions, doesn't it?
I mean,
once someone has said something like that, I mean, I guess they have a barrage of all the conflicting voices.
I know, but this is the brother.
Yeah. Although, if you haven't invited someone to a wedding and your wife-to-be has said, "Trust me, let's steer clear," and then he publishes an open letter to the whole world, you probably go, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I think on one level certainly he'll dismiss it, but I just think you guys are married. If you'd have got a letter a couple of weeks before saying, "I have to tell you before it's too late, she's an absolute nightmare. You don't know her like I do. She's treated her family terribly," would it not have put a bit of doubt in your mind?
I suspect not. I mean, we have to work from a basis that he loves Meghan Markle more than he knows the half-brother, don't we?
And there's nothing too bad in the letter.
Love is always shot through with doubt, like fine marble that's got those veins in it.
I'm assuming that Harry and this half-brother chap aren't like pals, and otherwise he would have just sent it through a WhatsApp message, wouldn't he? Like
Well, he could have sent him a private letter anyway.
Yeah,
but he may have. He may have sent him loads.
Yeah, actually, if you read the whole letter, it is hard not to think of Eminem and just being cut in with
Stan.
that Dido thing.
Yeah,
I wrote to you several times.
Somebody should do that, shouldn't they? They should do that. It'd be called Thomas, wouldn't it, instead of Stan?
Yeah. And since then, her dad is going to give her away now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So she has invited the dad to the
What
wedding.
do you mean give her away? You mean
exchange her for money?
I thought you meant he was going to give her away. I didn't give the game away.
Oh no,
Thomas.
yeah.
So the dad is. But did that letter get the dad called in to give her away? Was he not invited? And this letter has thought, "Oh God, I look bad if my dad doesn't come." Where's Mexico? She's probably said to someone at the palace.
Yeah, she's completely forgotten that bit.
And so was he invited before? Because if the dad could have said to Thomas, "Why don't you write an open letter about how badly I've been treated, and I'll bring you a bit of cake back."
That's a nice idea.
And he looks like a bloke who'd do most things for a bit of cake. We've had Henry VIII not sending back a Banofee Pie, and now we're on the edge. But yeah, that's what he's mainly pining for, the brother.
Okay.
The thought of that cake and him not getting his hands on it, he'd be prepared to bring the whole family down just for a bit of icing.
Skinner, Dean and Cochrane. Together, The Frank Skinner Show.
Absolute Radio.
We've been discussing the royal wedding and Meghan Markle's half-brother's open letter telling Harry, "Well, I think you're about to make a massive mistake. The biggest mistake in royal wedding history," he says.
Again, what about Anne Boleyn beheaded?
Yeah, spectacular. It's going to be incredible.
But there is one bit in the open letter that I think will really sting Meghan Markle. I think most of it she'll be able to brush off as going, "Oh, it's my mad brother. He's bitter." But there's a bit in it where there's a mention of her Hollywood fame, but with the qualification, tiny bit of Hollywood fame. He says,
a
tiny bit of Hollywood fame. And I think she would read that and that would burn. I mean, she'd probably be like, "Well, you don't know what I've turned down. I turned down a Bond girl because I was engaged to Harry." She's definitely had to.
No, that was. He's been unkind.
Oh,
that's what I'd say.
Very mean.
I have to say, and forgive any of my friends and family listening, and indeed the people in this room, but I don't think I know anyone who I couldn't write a "don't marry them" letter about. I think you could find reasons, couldn't you? Couldn't you find perfectly good reasons to not marry anyone? It's a big commitment.
I could probably draft 3 pages about why my wife shouldn't have married me if I really thought.
Exactly. Those are the pages you keep in your, out the way until after you've got the gold.
Yeah.
I meant the ring. I wasn't thinking. So if you're going to be spiteful, you could do it about anyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure she's
Do me.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a thief enabler.
Enabler, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Exactly.
Accessory after
But,
the fact.
for the right woman, she might be, shopping.
Yeah.
Save on shopping.
Yeah, if there's a sort of a Bonnie figure looking for a Clyde.
or just a woman that needs reading glasses.
Yeah, but he won't go and get them because of his terrible guilt, wouldn't he?
His pal will get him, though.
What he doesn't need is a woman who needs a paperclip. Get a paperclip when you're at work. No, I couldn't do that. Enough to buy a packet of 200 from Ryman's. Oh.
I'd be a good partner for Eve because she took the apple. That's what I was thinking there. Do you see? She took the apple, and he just stood by and
he did.
I'll have some of that as well.
Yeah, but I bear in mind that he got equal punishment.
Yeah,
remember that
is true.
If George, Thomas Jefferson Max is listening to this, the owner of TJ and Thomas Keith.
I'm gonna buy some reading glasses and put them back.
Haven't you got any old ones you could put in there?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure that's how shops work.
I would why don't you put them? They sell they sell full face balaclavas. Why don't you put them on them?
And when I got married, because I got married quite young, still at uni, and it happened quite quickly, my father-in-law to be took me to one side and said,
was he the tailor?
He said, if all this is moving too quickly for you, don't feel like don't get swept along with anything you're not completely happy with.
What was he doing when he said that?
They were on a log flume.
He was taking out my trousers.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Got an update for you from something that happened on the show a couple of weeks ago. Hello, on International Thank You Midwives Day, I wanted to text in to thank Frank.
How is that today?
2 weeks ago today, I was in labour in Dundee and Frank gave me plenty of encouragement. Remember, you became sort of an on-air doula.
I shouted, push.
Well, it worked out, and at 8:34, Jude William arrived. He's a little ginger superstar and is being well looked after by his big sister Connie. Thank you, Frank. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, well, we'll never know, really, I suppose.
No, but I'm glad, and I'm also very happy that he's ginger, my own child being ginger. And I keep reading things that gingers are going to die out.
You could actually change your... I don't know if you've got business cards with occupations like comedian, writer, actor.
I don't have those. No.
Occasional midwife you could put on the end. Very occasional.
I think that would be...
On-air doula.
I think people would think I was up to something.
Probably.
If smear test available. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, right. I don't want any... I mean, I think that's for the women of the tribe. You do get male midwives, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not,
but not doulas.
Are they called midwives?
There's not an awful lot of them. I think I read there was one in Scotland.
But they're still called wives.
I don't know.
There's no mid-husbands.
No. He used to be a miner.
I mean,
and I think it's a much more blokey...
We all did, let's face it.
Yeah.
But it's a much more blokey term for midwife, baby miner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a more masculine...
But is it true that they are male midwives?
Yeah, they are.
Because there's male nannies that they call mannies, aren't there?
Mannies?
Mannies, yeah. That's what they call male nannies.
I did not know that. Every day is a school day on this show.
I'll say so.
Mannies.
How lovely to hear someone laughing at that a year down the road. It's not my joke. It's not even a joke, is it? It's a portmanteau word.
No.
Oh, yes. Do you think that... I just noticed it this week. Meghan Markle looks a bit like Kate Middleton.
A bit.
They're from the same...
Well, Pippa, definitely.
Does she?
Yeah. Looks a look quite
I can't remember what Pippa looks like. Pippa was going to be big and then didn't really... I thought she would be like someone who'd be in the papers every day, but she sort of went away again.
Didn't she marry a hedge fund dude and just step off?
In fact, whatever happens, Pippa Middleton. I mean, she was going to be the sort of new it girl, and maybe she just didn't want it.
She married someone who was the brother of someone from Made in Chelsea.
That's right. Good info.
Oh,
Something. Yeah, that's been the thing.
And I think also, didn't he deliver the baby of the person who made the Banofee Pie?
I think that's right. I think that's right.
We've had midwifery news in 311. Quick on the draw here.
Yeah.
The word derives from Old English mid, as in with, and whiff, woman, and thus originally meant with woman.
Okay.
That is the person who is with the woman, brackets mother, at childbirth.
Okay.
The word is used to
someone
refer to
couldn't
both
call
male
me and
and
I'd say,
female.
I couldn't say call me back, I'm midwife. No.
I mean, you could, but it'd be a different story.
It would, it's the emphasis is call me back, I'm midwife.
Yes.
Yeah. But what do they call the male ones?
Midwives, because it's about with woman. It's not about.
So the
wife
woman that you're with is
the one.
Oh, I see.
So both male and female midwives are called
Makes
midwives.
absolute sense.
Yeah.
That's something else we've learnt.
Yeah.
Home University's not on the telly anymore, but who needs it?
Well, there's no such thing as a mid-husband, but there are, I think we can all agree, some mid-range husbands. And
yes.
I definitely categorise myself.
I've never said call me back, I'm mid-husband. But that's not to say I won't.
No.
I didn't know I liked ice skating until a few years back.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
We were discussing midwives, and 494 has sent us a joke. I joked. You hear the level of respect.
I don't think you should always set it up as a joke.
Well, he says, it begins, I joked after doing, in brackets, such a good job of supporting my partner through our first labour that I could start a business out of it. Company name, Nelson Mandula.
Very good. It's just that the Nelson needs a bit of work, doesn't he?
Well, it would work if his name was Nelson, I suppose.
Yeah. If his name's Nelson.
But is his name Nelson? Probably not.
We don't know that for sure.
If you went for Winnie Mandula, you could have Wimmy, as in with me. I'm with me Mandula.
Although I think I was told that doulas couldn't be men, that it's a female birth partner.
Oh, well, that's again, we need to look into that word now. That'd be Indian, do you think?
Doula?
Yeah.
Don't know.
What about hang down your head Tom Doula? He was male.
Don't know who that is either.
It's a common.
Now, here's a conundrum, Frank. 916
told you I don't wear them.
916 has texted.
It's gone all out of control now. It was innuendo, and now it's just in your face.
Plain, yeah. Frank. 3
blokes together, this is what happens. I disapprove in many ways. Come on! Some beer!
The levels of testosterone have definitely changed. Frank.
No, it's like the 90s.
Yesterday morning, this isn't me now, this is 916 who's texted. Frank, yesterday morning I asked the Alexa device, you know the Alexa device that does the maniacal laugh and all that. I asked the Alexa device for a joke. Imagine my surprise when it began, why does Karl Marx drink Earl Grey? I immediately said, that is a Frank Skinner joke. Frank, you've been plagiarised again. I don't know this joke.
Is it? I don't know. You know, there's so many jokes come off of me.
They just...
I don't remember.
You don't know what the joke is?
Out here.
Do you know
I think what the joke is...
Oh, is it clean? Have I just read out the start of a filthy joke?
It's all right if you read the start.
Why does Karl Marx drink Earl Grey tea? Because all property is theft.
Oh, yes.
Oh!
That
is that yours?
Well, that is my... I tell you what happened with that is I started saying that property, I want property, please. And I thought all property is theft. And I was round Angus Deaton's house, and he said, "Do you want a tea?" And I said, "Yeah."
Glad he just offered you tea.
Yeah. And he said, "Yeah." Well, he knows me well. And I said, "But I don't want any herbal stuff. And I don't want property." I said, because all property is theft. And he laughed. Mm-hmm. And the following week he did it on Have I Got News For You.
Oh. Unbelievable.
But the thing is with pond jokes, I would say it is possible for more than one person to come up with the same joke. So, and you know,
very good of you.
Yeah.
Very good of you
Maybe
to give
that.
Angus and the writing team
We
the
were
benefit
first
of
to
the doubt.
Peter Crouch with 3 arms.
Yeah.
They can't claim that without any.
They can't take that away from me.
Do you want a retweet update?
Yeah.
So it didn't involve Karl Marx when I did it. So what they've done is, when people
Yeah.
steal a joke, they give it a bit of a shuffle, a bit of a reshuffle. It's like that.
Maybe Alexa put that bit in.
But the joke, it might have been around years ago. Who knows? I mean, Karl Marx, as we say in the Daily Mail, Titan of Terror today.
Yeah.
I think he said it's 200th anniversary of something.
Of his birth.
But the book, his birth,
I think it's his birth.
his death.
No, I think it's his birth.
Is it? Happy birthday, Carl.
We're on. We're on 147 retweets
Well,
at the end of the show.
Surely, how many did Gangam Time get?
Gangnam Style?
Gangnam
I
Style.
don't know if that
I
was
think
on
Gangnam
Twitter.
Style got more than Gangnam Time.
Yeah, Gangnam
YouTube.
Time got less than us. Yes, I mean it's a slow burner. The Jeremy Corbyn, Peter Crouch 3-arm
It is.
motif.
It is.
The next time you see it, the Isle of Man will be taking it as their official emblem. Okay, so
Okay.
look, it's been another beautiful week. Gareth, thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
always great to see you. Come and have brunch with us now.
Oh, that'd be nice.
We can break bread together. And
Let's dash off without paying the bill. No, we shouldn't.
I know you'd go back and pay 'cause you're a good man. Yes. So if the good Lord spares us, how do I end the show again? If the good Lord spares us and the creeks don't rise, we're back again this time next week. Now get out.
You're listening to the Frank Skinner podcast from Absolute Radio. Want your Frank fix a little sooner? Listen live every Saturday from 8 a.m. on Absolute Radio. Across the UK on digital radio, mobile apps, and in London and the South East on 105.8 FM.
Absolute Radio.